Hi, welcome to our daily reading for Tuesday, February 7th, 2017. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the musical playlist below. See if there's more depth to this reading for you in any of those songs, or just enjoy the music. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this reading. I love you so much, and I'll see you in a moment. Bye. Welcome to our daily reading for Tuesday, February 7th, 2017. We're going to start with the Guardian Angel Tarot. Today, let's get some clarity on the energies coming through. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. Let's get clarity and focus on the energies coming through and wisdom to ride these energies best. Let's start with one card, get a nice focus and foundation for Tuesday, February 7th, 2017. $19, the sun is coming through. That's a really nice card for the day. This is you feeling good in your own shoes, being yourself, being recognized for the good job you're doing, what you're into right now, what you're standing for right now, who you're becoming right now. It's also a connection to who you are, like who you were as a kid. It's your child self shining through in alignment with your adult self you're supposed to become. Altogether, this could be children. Sometimes I think of twins, but here it's just this cute little boy with like a paper hat on and just waving his own little flag up. I feel like he made it himself. It could be a girl too with a cute little haircut or a hair back and a ponytail. 19 is a tweener card. It's a major arcana. 10. It's moving from one phase, one place, one time of your life and transitioning into the next stage, the next grade, the next level. You know, it's like, this is the moment where you hit like summer vacation. You know, you just graduated that year, you're feeling good, you're at the top of your class, and now you get some time in between to have your little growth spurt or to change something up, change your style, you know, fit into your shoes. And you come back the next year a little different, a little better. Sometimes we're a little awkward if we're in an awkward stage, but we grow out of that awkward stage. You know, each year is different. Each phase is different. You know, each phase of our life is different. It's a new ring on our tree of growth, you know, each year. So I'm just getting like fitting into your shoes still. Like you had those shoes on the shelf the whole time and you were just waiting to, you know, grow a little bit more to get in them, you know, and this card usually comes through when others recognize how good your shoes look too. Hello. It's also recognizing others that have helped you along the way. You know, that tough teacher you had last year perhaps gave you the best lessons to get you through the next year, you know, and the support system you had that last phase, you know, you have to thank and have gratitude towards because they helped you along your way. The support system you didn't have in that phase helped you to be your own support system in that phase. So the next time you don't have to have so much of a support system around you, and perhaps you're going to be that support system for someone that you recognize doesn't have one. It all works out, you know, in layers over those different years, those different phases of our world. So when you step into these shoes, you also have a new understanding, a new perception of everything you went through and where you're going now. Sometimes it's a little fuzzy, it's a little awkward when we're in the moment, when we have that exam, you know, when we have the finals coming, when we're still doing all the research, when we're still putting so much energy into something, when we just want recess, you know, all those different times that we have. I just saw like a high school musical here. So it's like, I want to say like, I see like happy tears now. When something is over, you put so much energy and effort into something and then you have that finale, that last show, and it's over. You know, the show is over and you're so happy, but you maybe you're crying. It's like a mixed emotion thing here. It's like happy tears. You're really happy that something worked out. It's done. You're shining. You're on the stage here. This is your stage, your finale on something. And your new, like, I'm getting like you walk backstage, you grab your flowers, you hang out with the cast, you hang out with your friends, and then you go home, you sleep, and you move along. I'm getting like, you figure out what the next phase is going to be, what it's all about, where you want to move now. Do you want to do the same kind of role you did, or do you want to switch it up and do something different? Do you want it to be a little more of a mystery? Or I'm getting like Shakespeare, you know, what role do you feel like you want to fit into this time that feels good and on you, you know? Like, I'm not getting a cover up. I'm getting a magnification, like an amplifying energy with whatever clothes, whatever persona, with whatever energy you're putting forward with. I feel like it's amplifying what you have in you. So, like it's the role you have to step into here. And you know what it is. You know, I'm getting like talents. Everything, every layer that you've had in the past, every other costume you've ever put on is still in your closet there. But you have to pull out the right one today. You know, that right costume that I'm getting that makes you magnificent. So what is that for you? I'm not sure why I'm seeing so much clothing and like costumes and stage and set and stuff like that. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're an actor. Maybe you're ending one phase. It could be a job too. Like you were working at a job for a long time and you're moving to a different position in that job. You know, it's something down the hall. It's different. You're not exactly closing the set, but you're doing something different on the set. Or maybe you're closing the set and moving down the street, moving to a different town and starting a different show, doing something totally different. Or maybe you're continuing to do a show and you want a little extra coming through. So if your show is your job, you know, whatever this is, maybe you want to start like a side business or like a hobby or like a gig here and there that you can do that perhaps becomes the more regular thing you do. But maybe it's a phase, you know, it's a tweener. It's seeing what works in between to see what you have to keep on your plate and what you have to leave behind. I feel like you're moving stuff around here, just like changing clothes, maybe changing your schedule around, moving things around in your world so you can fit new things in. Get rid of the old things that are done. Close that chapter, you know, the curtain is closed on something here, and there's definitely a curtain opening somewhere, and you are in the spotlight. So where is it that you feel like you are stepping into the spotlight? You're ready to shine. Don't be afraid of the spotlight, this opportunity, whatever comes through, what people say to you, what they recognize about you. You're really good at this. I'm so glad you're here to help us with this. I'm so glad I found you at this point in my life when I feel like you're my support for this, or I love you so much, you're awesome. Sometimes this is just saying thank you and doing the same to somebody else. If somebody is awesome to you and you love them, say thank you, you're awesome, you know? And like, I feel like you're both standing for yourself, rooting for yourself, taking care of yourself here and others here. With the 19, it's the sun. You shine a light on everything by being a light yourself. Your love shining through makes radiating love energy out there for others to feel that warmth, and then like radiate their own loving energy back. I feel like it's just love, unconditional love here. It's happy energy, it's singing, it's youthful energy, it's, you know, that childhood you, that kid you coming through and just being yourself, not afraid of what others think here. You're just happy to be yourself here. So congratulations, your plans have worked out perfectly. And now it's your time to shine. Brilliant new ideas will present themselves to you, and success is all but assured. Express yourself openly and honestly, knowing that those surrounding you are trustworthy. Be open to unexpected opportunities. Be open to it being like a rainy ass shitty day, and all of a sudden that sky breaks through and that sun comes out and it shines something on you. That spotlight out of nowhere shines on something. All right, I just saw, this is sort of weird. I don't know, I saw this flag, and then instead of a flag, I saw it as like a neon that's always on all of the time. You maybe walk by it, you don't notice it, you don't pay attention to it, awesome as it may have been. So I feel like this is an opportunity, maybe a conversation, a relationship, something that you are recognizing here. I feel like it's you seeing something opportunity wise, or like attention wise, you know, turning your attention towards something here. And I feel like it was like a neon, and suddenly it could be you even. This could be you as like the neon, and your energy was just sort of, I want to say like on, just on, but I want to, like, I don't really have a word. I want to say like, just on, like not notice maybe before, and something comes through to either put some more energy in there, and it's like, woo, it's still on, but it's like brighter and brighter. And I'm getting like a pulse, or like, you know, like a heartbeat. Like all of a sudden something feels alive, right? Like there's a living energy that looks like it's suddenly in there. So you're noticing it, or that's in you, and there's something pulsing here. So it could even be a dimming, you know, sometimes it's a backing up pulsing, and sometimes backing up from something, or laying back on something, or allowing something, you know, more of that feminine energy actually makes you notice it more than the here, you know. I'm getting that like old cartoon, like eat or sail, something like that. It's like sometimes it's pulling back a little bit, and it's more of the whisper, you know, that draws the attention that you never noticed, and not the yell. So I'm getting different energies. I feel like for some it's a brightness. If you've been too much of that whisper and too much of the wallflower, I just thought of the Wallflowers One Headlight. I'll put that below. I like that song. Then maybe you need to be more of a bright light, you know, put a little more pulse in that neon of you, that energy circulating, life force, beautiful, loving energy of you. Pulse it a little bit brighter here today, especially if that spotlight actually comes on you. Don't be afraid to pulse a little bit, to shine a little bit. And if you're usually, you know, pulsing, maybe it's better to try something different and pull back a little and see if that gets a different response. I'm getting like somebody, I see somebody like, I don't know why I'm seeing a stage. I guess this is the reference today to use in your world, whatever you're afraid of. I'm getting somebody with like that has like nervous or butterflies, like you really have something prepared, you're really ready to go, but once the lights turn on, it's like, you know, like it makes me think of the few times I've been on stage with the violin when I was little, and that's different than singing or something like that, where you can sort of mask the nerves a little bit, because when your hand is shaking and you have like extra vibration, sometimes you can't make the nerves get the notes better. Sometimes they come really fast and your nervousness makes you sound like you're like, you know, a speed demon. Oh, I just thought of The Devil Went Down to Georgia there. That was sort of interesting to come through. That was random. All right, so, you know, maybe it's like going back and forth with something, you know, a duel, you know, are you gonna like, you know, I'm getting on stage. Maybe it's just about how you do for yourself and not worrying about what others think. Like picture the audience naked if you gotta, you know, like just walk out on that stage and I feel like you just stand, take a breath. If this is a conversation, if this is like asking somebody on a date, if this is before an interview, if this is knowing that this door is open for you and if you should walk through the door, you know, today, walk through the door, you know, get your footing. I feel like you're pretty confident. It might be a little nervous in the beginning, but just walk through, you know, stand tall and start. I feel like once you begin to talk, once you begin to speak, once you begin to connect, even if it's just a small connection today, you know, and it starts and it's throughout, you know, tomorrow and the next day and the next day that it grows, allow it to grow. Allow that first connection to be that spark that turned your head, that makes somebody else turn their head to, I'm getting like working together with someone. Like it's gonna work, it's gonna come through. It might start with just a little spark, a little, you know, I'm getting a nudge on something. So if you're a little nervous, just give yourself that little nudge to walk through, stand tall, do what you have to do, and you'll shine. You will shine. I feel like once that light turns on, it's gonna almost spark something inside of you that's gonna make you want to try. At least try. I feel like if you just stand on the sidelines, you're just gonna wonder too long and you're gonna wish somebody came by and just like pushed you on out. I feel like you'll be fine. I just saw one of those like, canes come by and like take somebody off the cage, and if that, or off the stage. I don't know why I said cage. That was really weird. Maybe you feel like you're in a cage, you know, getting up on that stage. Maybe it's just breaking free, breaking out of something like that and letting yourself shine and try. I just see like a tap dancer or something like that. I don't know. That makes me think of like Paula Abdul. When I think to tap dancing, maybe I'll put something by Paula Abdul below. Also think of No Rain by Blind Melon. So I feel like even if something comes by and that cane comes by and you have to do something a second time, or maybe that was in the past and that's why you're nervous to go back out. Maybe it didn't work. Maybe this time just make it work and do that little tap dance. Take that moment you have and do whatever comes out of you spontaneously to make it work. I feel like it's that spontaneous thing that's gonna get you through, that's gonna make you different, that's gonna be what shines. Sometimes it's not doing the best job. Sometimes you remember the mess ups. And you know, the mess ups, the wing person, the wing man, the wing gal is the one that takes the show away, you know? So maybe it's time for you to, I'm getting wing, maybe spread your wings a little bit, you know? Step off of the sidelines, or perhaps this is somebody else even coming through that needs to be in the spotlight a little, and you recognize you need to be the support system on the side for a bit, and just maybe being there is helping somebody else shine a little bit. Maybe it's that too. You know, these all go different ways. So if you recognize someone else needs a little support and that you just need to be there for them so they feel better, be there. If this is somebody that feels weird, you know, sometimes some of us just need to be alone, depending on the situation. Then try to recognize which it is, you know, the pulse or the back, and then just maybe go in the green room and just wait there so someone's not so nervous. And then when the right time comes through, bring the roses, bring the flowers, you know. I feel like there's a finale and a new beginning, so get ready for the new beginning, because it's going to be a better show the next round than even this one. All right, let's get another card. That was a lot of random things coming through for 19, the sun. I'm gonna go to the sun and moon tarot though, and let's get clarity on the sun. Positive recognition. I'm gonna read it one more time. Congratulations, your plans have worked out perfectly, and now it's your time to shine. Brilliant new ideas will present themselves to you. And success is all but assured. Express yourself openly and honestly, knowing that I'm getting like, you know, if you really want a job but the schedule's not right, don't say no to the job. They'll work with you with the schedule if you're honest and be like, okay, but I need this, this, and this, and this going on because I still have this going on. So if you want me, this is what we have to do. It's that kind of confidence coming through. So put your confidence boots on today if you're having like an interview or talking to someone, and just know that you are good. You know, have that confidence about you to ask for what you want and what you know is needed to get something done right. Don't hold back on something when you know you should say it. Saying it will be helpful all around to just get it out in the beginning. Just shine the light on everything at once, and there's nothing, you know, hiding behind the curtain later. Just, you know, draw that curtain yourself here. I just heard announcement. It made me think of Grease, when they have the ding ding, like she has the like xylophone. That was so weird. I can't think of what they say, but I just hear the xylophone thing and like they make the announcement. So I'll put a song by Grease below. Maybe I can find that scene. All right, let's get clarity on 19. The sun for Tuesday. Oh my. Okay, so this is ending, which is good. This means that whatever show is ending, whatever is closing now, was a lot of work. So the Ten of Wands comes through. It might not quite be over yet, you know? You might be recognized for how good you did at a really like hard job. Like, this is not easy when this comes through. The Ten of Wands is going uphill, pushing a wheelbarrow full of rocks, and then it starts to rain right after you're almost to the top, and you have to figure out how to just get to the top. It's almost over, it's almost complete, but you have to figure out how to not have such a heavy load in that next chapter, on that next phase, in the next grade, you know, that you're moving to. You don't have to carry your books, you know, every day when they make wheels. You know, there's a different way to do something here. So you learn something by carrying a load, but you have to learn how you don't have to carry such a heavy load the next time around. You learned something in the last show, you know, that last phase, and this comes through when you have to get to the end, you know, and then let something go. It's also feeling a bit of a burden with your spirit, like you took on too much. You know, you don't have any energy, you don't have any oomph to do it anymore. You just are like out of gas here. But there's always a way, you know? It's just putting the load down, walking to the gas station, you know, getting your thing and walking back, filling her up, and then having a full tank next time. Doing it a different way, making sure you get gas before you run out, you know, the next time it comes around. I'm getting like running out of gas, so make sure you check your gas tank today. Make sure you have appropriate gas in your tank to get where you need to go. Oppression. This also comes through when it's environment, when it's sometimes completely outside of your control, you know, just depletion of energy, circumstance, delays. But sometimes delays are good. Sometimes delays are where we expand. That's where we learn. That's where we see that neon go off and we learn how to do something next time, so we're brighter and we can handle something better, and we don't feel so depleted or feel so overwhelmed or feel so, I'm getting like when you're not confident with how to handle a certain situation. It could even be like a certain relationship, and just going through something, you now have the confidence so you don't have to go through it. You know, you understand it better than that. This is such a heavy card, and this is such a bright card. So just know whatever was so heavy before is about to be over. It has to be done. This is the curtain call. You know, this is that ending of something pretty pretty heavy. It's too much on your schedule. You know, this is where you didn't say in the beginning that, yes, I like that job, or yes, I like that thing, but I can't handle so much over here. Or yes, I really like to hang out with you in this relationship, but I do need some alone time. You know, otherwise I feel overwhelmed with so much pressure when I don't have the me time, and it's not personal. Whether, you know, when you started that relationship, had you just said that in the beginning, this could be like, you know, why aren't you hanging out with me? Why aren't you hanging out with me? And this is pressure on someone else or on you because they're feeling like it's them and it's not them. And now there's a pressure in a situation where in the beginning, if you just kind of said like, look at, I occasionally like to have just some alone time so I can get my rest back and not feel so overwhelmed. And you know, I like to hang out occasionally. I'm getting that for a relationship. Like you don't want it all the time, or someone else is like pressure, or they want attention or something like that, but it's overwhelming somewhere in your world. You know, somewhere in your world, you're overwhelmed with something, so you can't have something else. So when you get to that other thing, you could feel pressure there because you're thinking about work, you know, instead of having a good time on your date. So what do you need to release? Where is there imbalance that just feels like it's so much pressure, and you can start to release it? Sometimes it's just all at once. Just you're done with something. This is over. I'm going to start fresh. You know, redo everything here and see what works and start over. You know, work through the kinks again. It just made me think of the Kinks. I'll put something by them below. And sometimes it's just learning that you're going to still make it up the hill, but maybe just put all this down and take one by one up the hill instead of the whole load all at once. You know, this could be somebody else you recognize too with this 10 of Wands. And you're this person coming and shining a light like, you don't have to carry them all at once, or there's wheels for that, or there's another way, why don't you try this? And sometimes people don't want to hear it. They like to do it on their own. You know, and maybe you just have to leave that wheelbarrow there, or just offer a hand, you know, be like, let's do this together, you know. Or if you want to do it on your own, maybe it's less pressure if you put it all down and one by one make it up the hill, and then it's easier to get up the hill. I don't know, I'm getting somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And then I also see someone who's doing this for exercise. Like sometimes you want to carry a lot of load, so you just get it done. So you build those muscles and then you're done, and you sleep well when it's all over with. So I guess whatever works for you is okay, but eventually you have to lighten that load because you can't carry the big load the whole time. You eventually have to put it down. Or juggle something around so it works better so you can do it all the time. All right, so I'm not exactly sure what I said there with these two cards. I know they're different cards that sometimes opposites work together. You know, sometimes we have a big load, so we learn how to shine. We learn what works. We learn, I see like a dashboard. I want to say like a spaceship, something like an old like Star Trek movie, or like something like that has all the fake buttons everywhere. And it's like you found the real buttons on something. I don't know. It's like here I feel like you were trying to hit different buttons and nothing was working. And you just had to shine the light on the right one. Like that neon comes through. And once you hit the right button, you're good. You don't have to, I don't know, maybe search for something so much or waste so much time with no results somewhere. You found the right way to make results happen here. So it's okay if you had to search through a bunch of buttons to find the right one. Once you find the right one, you don't have to search again. You don't have to go through all that mess again. Just maybe make a sign on the button so you don't lose it the next time. Just in case, like like I just saw like parking at the airport came through. Like some airports are so big. Take a picture, you know, and physically write it down. You never know if something happens, your phone gets wet or whatever, and you don't have that picture, write it down and say like whatever. I see like, I want to say like A53, A22. I see like A, that was weird. I don't usually get numbers. Wow, that was weird. All right, so whatever it is, whatever part of the parking lot, take a picture if you're going somewhere so you remember where you parked when you get back. You know, so you're not searching around the parking lot for every other car that looks like you, trying to get in the wrong car, you know, standing there with your thing like, where's my car? All right, that was sort of weird to come through at the end. Maybe somebody is going to an airport today, or like, sometimes it could just be like a shopping center, you know? All right, we're gonna get one more card from the Oracle of Visions for Tuesday. Clarity for 19, the Sun, and 10 of Wands, oppression. The Like the doors were shut here too. You had to do everything yourself. This is walking where the doors open easily. Like they open before you get there. You just walk and they just open up for you now. So sometimes you have to try a bunch of closed doors to find the right, like, I'm getting like the right row of doors that open up. I see like a long hallway of doors and they're all open and they all have like, first I see white light and as you walk I see different color lights going through. Maybe that's the neons. Maybe they're all different types of doors you can go through and you have to try them all out. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get another card for Tuesday. Wow, that's a really pretty card. This just looks like Pisces to me. Oh, there's a Pisces here. So maybe you're dealing with a Pisces today, or it's about connecting your head, like heaven and earth, balance between your dreams and reality, making it happen. You know, the horizon stretching in the one realm and the other horizon, your other foot stretching in this realm, and you're able to see both, but you have to not get stuck in the one or stuck in the other. You know, don't get too stuck in the 3D world and everything going on here and the day-to-day things that you forget about your dreams. You forget about what you want to do out there, what means a lot to you in here, inside of you. But you don't want to get so stuck in the other world and everything that doesn't make sense and all that, that you forget to do your daily things you have to do and have to get done, and actual things going on in your world to manifest your world to be beautiful as your dreams. You know, it's, I like the koi fish here. She's also like, she has her, wow. It's not even like water. It's like the ether. It is like Pisces. That's, look at this card. It's like, it makes me think of the, I want to say the abyss, but like the primal waters. The fresh water under the salt waters of the ocean. I also see a lake. The cherry blossoms. This bird is beautiful. I don't know what it is. I mean, it looks like a blue heron or something like that. I like that she has on toe shoes and she's stepping into the waters of the ether. It's like the energies of love, of living energy here, you know, and you're just relaxing, taking a moment between the dance. You know, it's like, look at, she's ready to be on stage, like doing her dance, but she's taking a moment between. It's the tweener time. It's also a 33. That's a major arcana. I mean, I want to say major arcana. That was a weird Freudian slip. It's a master number. It's a gateway number. It's a 6. It's balance. It makes me think of love. It makes me think of the Lover's card. Allowance. Compassion, vulnerability, and strength in that vulnerability. You're like touching the threads of heaven and like fishing into the earth. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what this is. It's really pretty. 33. Patience and waiting for the right moment, that right door to open up. Maybe it's been a while. There's been a lot, you know, you felt like that moment wasn't going to come through. It's just waiting for that right moment, that right chance, that right opportunity. It might just be one conversation, one fish, one moment that you're paying attention to, you know, that brings you to a deeper sea of opportunities. So it doesn't have to be a huge sea all at once. Maybe just start with the pond, you know. So time is but a stream I go a-fishing in. Oh, I just thought of Fishing in the Dark by Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Also one of my faves. So I'll put that below. I drink at it, and it made me think of Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest as well. I drink at it, but while I drink, I see the sandy bottom and detect how shallow it is. Its thin current slides away, but eternity remains. Henry David Thoreau. A ballerina casts a golden line and lure with which to capture a desired goal or item. The process is calm and planned, the pace leisurely. There is no rush nor looming deadline. She will know when the right time has come and the moment is appropriate. A kingfisher, oh, that's a kingfisher. Oh, they're cool. I should have known that. Oh, that looks real. It's like a big kingfisher here. So the kingfisher, when I think of the kingfisher, I think of them as just waiting patiently and knowing when it's their fish, the perfect catch. Not just any old fish. They just don't want any old fish. They want their fish. They want the right fish, the fish meant for them, and they'll wait. It's worth waiting for that fish, and they know the perfect moment. Just dive down and get it every time, you know? So sometimes the impression is just the wrong fish coming through, or too many of them, and you have to wait for the right moment. So, where are we here? Hold on. A kingfisher, a harbinger of tranquility, accompanies her, and together they will wait. Despite the desire for results, some occasions or decisions simply should not be rushed. We should approach either with caution or restraint, waiting for the opportune moment. We must also, so I feel like that's that like neon, like sometimes it's just holding back, you know, something might be bright there, but maybe it's worth just holding back, or maybe it's worth, you know, making something brighter. Like, I don't know, I feel like you're gonna fit, I feel like it could be both depending on the situation. I also feel like it could be both within a conversation. We must, like, knowing when to speak and knowing when to hold back. You know, it doesn't have to be all day long. You have to not say anything. I feel like it's like a, like almost like the tides, you know, the moon, but faster. We must also be wary of being too indulgent and devoting too much time for something imagined, some perfect imagined moment, person, or thing. Worthy opportunities may be lost if they're overlooked in anticipation of some intangible, better option to arrive. So when you know it's that perfect opportunity that's opening up for you, that conversation, that relationship, that moment, that person, that thing, and it feels right, it feels like that spotlight is there for you, it's connecting to your own inner spotlight, all working out together, you're going to feel more oppressed by letting it pass you by and all the burden of what you didn't do than what you did try. So trust yourself with this, you know, and trust that it's the right, if you feel it's the right one, try. You'll never know until you try, you know, but you'll feel more weird if you let it slip by, you know. So don't let it slip you by today. I feel like there's something there, and you're gonna wanna grab onto something. You're gonna wanna know more about something. Something's gonna wanna know a little more about you here. So see where it goes, see where it takes you, you know. I wanna say dive into that opportunity and don't worry about the fish swimming around. That opportunity will, I feel like, be blessed. I'm just kidding, be blessed. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I love you so much. I'll see you.